Welcome to Static Model Mayhem. On this episode, we'll continue working on our superstructures. As you can see, I have painted a bit and masked most of the place where the red paint should be on the deck. We have some painting on the superstructures and various bits. Speaking of which, if you're planning to build a Russian or Soviet Northern Fleet vessel, this is the proper paint to use. It's Vallejo's 71046, pale blue gray. If you want to build a Pacific Fleet vessel, Soviet or Russian, then you'd need something a bit lighter than that. I would suggest 7989 sky gray from Vallejo if you're building a Pacific Fleet. But for Northern Fleet, this is the one. So before we start working on our superstructure, let me show you how I prepare some pieces for priming and painting. What we have here are the two cranes, two pieces, and a butt plate. So how are we going to do this? Grab yourself a piece of cardboard, some double-sided tape, something like that. And just stick the tape on the cardboard. It's a double-sided tape. This one is made from 3M, but you can use any double-sided tape that you feel comfortable with to hold your pieces. And then we're just gluing our bits on the double-sided tape, like so. Sorry about that. We have the cranes, and these are now ready for priming. Let's put this on the side. Next, let's get ourselves the first piece of superstructure that we're going to work with. We have, hang on, just bear with me a few seconds. It should be small pieces. Right. Let's get the orientation correct, like so. We have C19 that goes up, C18 that goes down, C17 that goes up, and C20 that goes further down. Let's get cracking then. Okay. C17 is not really. No. Yes, really, or not. Let me check that. Let's go with C18. Should these be vertical or? Something along those lines. You see the little holes there? I tried to be a bit, I tried to make things complicated for myself and figured that I could drill between the trusses, but that didn't work out. Anyway, not all like that. No, definitely not like that. So, yeah, my tip of the day is don't make things too complicated than what they should be. This, like that. Should like this. I hope. We'll see. Yeah. Looks about right. More or less. Yeah, that's the one. Then we're going for Q30, which is this piece here. Hope you can see from your camera angle. That's good. Goody gumdrops. We need a second Q30, which I have no idea where it is. It should be in the box. So let's leave this one on pending status. Now, next piece of superstructure. I'm going with sub-assemblies, as you can see, to make life easier for myself. Let me grab this Delta 4 from the box. I'll grab it here. Here's Delta 4. And what's the orientation? Probably doesn't matter anyway. Or does it? There we go. It's been painted and primed with the red deck color. That's why I have it masked. Because I'm going to put another coat of, what was it, pale blue-gray. This one is done. This one is pending. Right, let me just note this. As I've mentioned earlier, I tend to take notes on my Q30. And to take notes on my building diagrams and instructions. This one's missing. We'll get it eventually. Where we go next? Not the big one. I want to have these platforms ready. Next. There we go. This one's done. S1 and S2 on. This piece right here. We'll put the big ones. Again, windows are masked, and I'm using not my Tamiya one to get it free from the screw. Using my Tamiya nippers. We have one here. On this ship, the superstructure is a big, massive piece in the middle of the ship instead of various smaller pieces like we have, for example, on your Yamatos or your Iovas. Just one big block of superstructure, bits and pieces in the middle of the ship. And now we're getting the Tampia ones. Now we're getting the good stuff. Transparent plastic is a bit tricky to work with, as if you're not careful, it might shatter near the spot where you are cutting off the excess or your screw gates. Anyway, let me sand this a little bit. Okay. I don't want to have any fitting issues with these pieces. Good. Here's something up here. Oops. Just a bit. Good enough. Next piece. This model is the second Kirov that I'm building. First one was Frunze or Kalinin. Nice little model, but I have it brush painted, so you can argue that it's not in the best quality, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So now we'll backtrack in a bit with the first ship of the class, the Kirov, which was later renamed to Admiral Yushakov, or Yushakov. I think it's pronounced Yushakov. I think. Don't quote me on that. Might have a little gap here. Just there. Not using the sharp end of the blade, and to preserve my blades as much as possible. And here we go. For this, I'm going to use the same one. Well, these pieces are molded in transparent plastic, perhaps to give you the option of masking the windows and having them transparent at the end of the build, which is exactly what I have done. Some people don't like this, but I don't mind, to be honest with you. I really don't mind. This should be good. There's a piece. I think I should peel off some of the tape. Should be fine. Now we have left, right, and center. Yeah, we want to do it here. That's exactly what we're going to do. With tummy extra thin. Which is not bad, but whoops. Quite frankly, I think that Mr. Cement S, the one with the light blue cap, is a bit better for some applications than Tamiya Extra Thin. It's not the be-all and end-all of plastic cements, but it's good enough. And next piece, like a glove. Let's reinforce the connections. And then this capillary reaction. Help me out here. Very, very. Yes. Now. Yep. I think we're good. Just a bit of putty might be used here, or just slap a bit more of the glue. And hopefully this will bond together properly. So far so good. Let me grab myself a sip of coffee. And we're continuing. Let's mark this. This one's okay, this one's okay, this one's okay. This whole thing, except for the fittings, is perfect. And now for the big superstructure mating. It should be. Let me double check that. This has to go. I went overzealous with masking, but I don't want to paint the deck 5 or 6 times like I did on my previous Kirov build, which I was kind of lazy with masking. And ended up in a, I wouldn't say a disaster, but it wasn't of the best quality at the end of the day. Let's put this together. So, there. It should be fitting like Lego. More or less it does. See what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. 2 millimeters off, and that's because of masking tape. So let's pull out the big ones. Another thing to be mindful is don't use your blade like an axe. Use the entirety of the blade. Don't use it like an axe. This can go. Scissors. Yeah. It's a bit more sensible. I need to mask this. Mask it again later. This can go. Let's see how we make now. Much better. Probably put some. Let me get the deck. Let me get the deck and see how this thing will fit. Let me get the deck. So allegedly, nope, other way around. This should go in like that. That's going over here on the stern. Probably need to tape it. And it's starting to resemble a vessel. Yeah. Let me take this down so it conforms to the deck. I'm going to waste a bit of camellia tape here. Just a bit. That looks about right. Let's get 2 or 3 strips of this. The plan is not to glue it on the deck. Just want to get it squared up on the deck. Glue these pieces together. So you stay here. Then you should come around like so. Right. Oh, well, we'll fix it. We'll definitely fix it because I don't want any misalignment issues with the deck. That's where it should go, right? That's the port side. Let me check the starboard side for a bit. We might need some plastic shims, but we'll manage. And I busted up one of the superstructure ladders, but nothing major, we can fix it. So how do we fill that gap? Let me show you. What I have here is this in our time. Sorry about that, but Neville Chamberlain joke. I have some UV putty, which we're going to place right there. It's going to bond the 2 pieces together. And we should be golden. On top of that, a UV light. Oh, other way, like so. good. Now, let's flip this on its side. Yes, I do have a jig of this. But right now, what we're going to do is take just a piece of UV putty, place it there, fill the gap, and basically bond these pieces together. I have to be extra careful not to place any putty on the deck, because that could kill the entire process. Right, got something. This material is magic. Hopefully, now we should be able to bond the two superstructure pieces together by means of UV light. Go. It's about 10 to 15 seconds to harden. It doesn't shrink. It provides an excellent bond between pieces and it fills gaps. What more do you want? I think we're done on the port side. Let's go starboard. Situation is a lot better here, as you can see. You might argue that we could get away with extra thin. I just want to be very careful and absolutely certain that there are no gaps in there. Again, just a small quantity. Right here, where the gap is, with our sculpting tool. If I get 80% of the gap filled, I would be more than happy. Green Stuff Worlds. Green Stuff Worlds UV putty. Amazing product. Amazing product, I can tell you that. No, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form, but as you can see, and you will witness eventually, this stuff is magic, especially when filling is concerned. It does give a bit of a funny odor when you harden it with the UV light, but it's a lot more pleasant than, let's say, Mr. Hobby's surfaces or liquid surface putty. Right. So let's see. Do we have it correct? Let me see. Let's take the tapes off. The moment of truth is a mere seconds away. Do we have? No. As you can see, it broke off. It just broke off. Oh well. Yeah, that didn't go very well, did it? some more on the inside. I'm not giving up yet. So let's be a bit more generous in its application. And there I was raising green stuff world for the puppy. It's not the material per se that is the problem. Probably me. Should be there. Anyway, I guess we'll leave this for the next time, our next episode. I'll figure this out. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.